don't know if you can hear me properly or if the microphone is on the phone is doing its job, but I had this random thought. Yeah. So I'm trying because the light in the background is giving me some sort of weird glow, and I haven't showered yet, so this is why I thought I would do more like random stuff. I don't want to say content, but random stuff that I wanted to do. Random videos for those who would consider watching this kind of crap. But basically, okay, if you see, my beard has shit in it because I was cooking. So it's Sunday. You can hear the call to prayer, Allahu Akbar. I had, I don't know if it's because when I'm dieting, like I went through a bit of a binge, and then when I cut back, maybe I get a bit ratty. I get in a bad mood, So like that's why my headaches get worse. I start getting angry. I start getting easily pissed off. So I was cooking, and first world problems, obviously. I went to the supermarket to get some pistachios, like fresh ones, so I can put them on top of my dessert. And I should just say this won't be a series, but just be random videos for those who find them. I'm going to bury them in the Discord. So if you find them, good on you. If you don't, that's okay. It's totally fine. I just want to get used to talking to the camera. So basically, and I need to start looking at the camera actually, because that's like a very bad habit. So basically, I have a horrible habit. So basically, I went to the supermarket, and there are certain things. I know I'm a grumpy old sod, as you'd say. But there are certain things that piss me off, and like, set me off. Small things that you wouldn't even, And I'm just odd, and I know people share that, but I get so angry and I can't control. I start So I was at the supermarket, and I'll tell you the full story because it's my fault maybe. Like I wasn't fully awake mentally, but I brushed my teeth and everything, and I'd already finished the banana bread. It's in the oven now. So I went to the supermarket, and mentally I'm just, maybe I'm not awake yet, not ready to interact with people. Do you know what I mean? And streaming is fine, like that's okay, because that's like, oh, you're at home and it's not like you're facing people who are doing things in front of you. It's the things they do, not what they say, that bothers me. Okay, so what happened was, I go in, and and I enter from there's like a vegetable side, and you go to when you finish, you go round, you loop around the queue side. So I went to go get the nuts. The first thing that happened was I grabbed the bag, and it's one of those like paper bag, like save the environment. So, and it's like you can take the nuts with a shovel, it's like one of those help yourself. And the bag kind of collapses in on itself in my second thing. And then the nuts just go on the floor. And I'm in my head, I'm like, automatically my reaction is to blame something, blame like fucking bag, like even though it's not the bag's fault, it's my fault clearly for not being awake. Anyway, the guy let out a sigh, like the one who was helping me. He's like this, and that's already set me off. That's already like, those small things will piss me off for the whole of my day. Maybe it takes me a while to get it out of my head. Oh, why the fuck did I do that? Anyway, even though there's a victimless crime and it's a massive a nut conglomerate who's making all of this money, and who gives a fuck, whatever, or God knows, maybe there are slaves who are picking the nuts, I don't know. Anyway, these pistachios are probably, well, I don't know. Anyway, so this is the kind of long form rant that it's like vintage me, I don't know if you can even hear me. I have a mic, I'm going to get one later. So anyway, so what happened was, I went so I finished that. He priced it, weighed it, put it in, and then I loop around. In my head, I'm like, oh, I like buying water in the supermarket. It's really stupid. Like I like to buy, like this is from home, yeah? But if I want a drink for the car, because it's not expensive, like it's not overcharged like they do in the gas station or they do at a cafe. So let me just buy, we're talking about like a bottle of water might cost, I mean, if you go for like a local brand, it might cost like, I don't know, I'm trying to think mentally. Maybe like 50 cents. I don't know. So it's like distilled water or whatever, but it's fine. Not that I'm picky. So it's nice and cold, from the supermarket fridge. So I look around and they have no water in the fridge, only the big packs of. I'm like, okay, fuck this. Anyway, so I wasted more time, whatever. Not that I care. I had a bit of time. I'm very like methodical in my timing. I'm like, okay, my cooking, and I have a bit of time. Like now I have like 10 minutes until I have to get the banana bread out the oven, so this is fine. Anyway, so this long story goes to, I go to the milk section because I just happened to be walking past there looking for the cold, and someone left the door open, the milk door open, and it wasn't someone restocking. There was no one inside, and that just triggered that, as the kids would say, triggered me. Like I lost. No, I didn't visibly. Like I just in my head, I went to the darkest place of humanity. I was literally like, what kind of disgusting, degenerate human being would do such a thing? What kind of self-satisfied, egotistical, base animal would do that? It's like he just ravaged the milk store and didn't close it. So I checked it. Okay, now this is the problem. I get angry before I think, right, often. So, and I'm not taking out on anyone. I just internalize this. So I get angry, and then I go and I close it, obviously. So I'm checking, is it the latch is broken? Like, is it someone, like, is it a problem with the supermarket? Maybe I should tell someone, I don't know, because they put tape or something on it. And this just pissed me off. And then I thought instantly, I'm like, I want to share it with someone. This is why I'm doing this. So these things happen to me on at least 10 times a day, and I don't know why I want to share them with people, because it triggers in my mind instantly. I'm like, we live in a society, quote unquote. Those of you who believe in communist ideals, or, if you're really what the real left wing meant, originally, which is that human beings are so good by nature, they will look out for each other. For example, I know we're in a capitalist society, but the human being that left that open, they would be like, no, I'm going to close it for my next fellow human to have like milk that hasn't gone off or rotted. Or the giant capitalist juggernaut that's exploiting farmers who are providing this milk so that it's not wasted, and there are starving people in the world or whatever, by someone leaving the milk door open. Okay, I shouldn't state the obvious. I should have said the reason it pisses me off is that if the milk door is open, it's not about it being cold for me and I want cold milk. No, it's about like, oh, what if that milk goes off? And what if it affects someone? Could make someone sick, or it could. Again, I'm extreme. I'm reaching for the extreme here. But my point is, if you look at this and you're like, okay, this is kind of, to me, in my mind, my weird brain, a microcosm of the issues of society, where it's like, we are just human beings that don't give a shit about others. And it takes me back to all my memories where someone has done something to me where I'm like, whoa, like I thought you would look out for me, but you don't know me. But I thought there was common human decency. So things like, it starts with opening the door, blah, 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 blah. I still practice it. And I'm not one of those people that expects people to return it. But you can tell, if I get angry by stuff like this, I still get shocked. Even though, shocked in the sense I'm like, what the fuck? Even though it's just, see, and this is just a door of the, those ones, the see-through ones, the fridge, the supermarket fridge door. And I don't know. In my brain, I was like, you disgusting. There should be special, you know what? We should all put you in, I don't want to say it, but I was going to say, this is the kind of person that should be put in a re-education camp. That's what I'm telling you. I'm joking. Please, that's not true. And in my mind, I started to think, well, come on, before you get angry, maybe the guy's this, maybe he's that, maybe it's a kid, maybe it was a mistake. It was a mistake, clearly, or maybe it was on purpose. Can you imagine? The evil villain who goes around leaving milk, specifically the milk one, the one that would go off the quickest. Someone who goes around leaving these fridges open on purpose. And I'm the dick that... then I thought in my head, my final thought was, does that mean that I need to be someone who walks around supermarkets making sure everything's closed? Because I know there are people working there who would have done it. So, to me, rant over, I would just say that one small thing just triggered my entire... judgment. It's not existential, but entire psychosocial judgment of my fellow humans. I was literally just like, oh, and political. I related it to political ideology. I related to what kind of ideology do you have that you... So if anyone tells you, I decided if I'm going to rant for 10 minutes, I should leave, or now I'm reading the clock, 10 minutes, I should leave a message at the end. The message is 3 things. I'm making this up. I put 3, but I don't know. Maybe there's more. 1, I have a problem. Me. Before I go and... So I'm saying like the message to others would be, look at yourself, right? If I'm losing the plot over something like this, not losing the plot, but mentally, inside I was raging. Outside, fine. I went to my car, I drove home. So if I'm losing the plot over this thing, I clearly still have work to do on myself, and that's what's causing my tension headaches. That's why I get stressed all the time. I see things that are not right and I get upset. Disproportionately upset. Look at it as a ratio of upset to reaction. Disproportionately upset. This is where things like stoicism helps. That's message one. Message one is my real message, which is I get overly upset. I know about stupid things. I get it. Message two, about society. I still maintain, even though if I get upset, do not ever expect people to do the right thing just because, but be pleasantly surprised. This goes back to when I was on stream talking about prisoner's dilemma. The prisoner's dilemma, if you guys remember, those of you on the stream, the game theory, you should always check. I'll do it again on stream, or I can explain it again, I don't mind, but people will always assume that the other person will do the scummiest thing that will protect them and not you if the choice given. So this is the message two. I don't know if there's a message three. So message two is yes. Message three is actually, before you judge, which I judged, always kind of think, yes, maybe there are mitigating circumstances or variables, but I overthink too much. So overthinking about someone's variables will send me into another. Like variables like the guy was, maybe disabled, I don't know, something, he didn't close it properly, so maybe he didn't have the, maybe it was, again, I said guy, I'm just saying person. Maybe it was a child and they don't know any better, but then their parents should be with them, should be telling, so variables. So three messages. One, yes, I have a problem. It's me, not them. Two, my point about society stands. I stand by that. And that if you're a communist, you listening, you believe everyone should live in a commune and we'll take care of each other. Fucking bastards. In the commune, they'd steal my milk in my sleep. They'd let all the food go off because they're lazy, pardon the word, lazy cocks. I was saying the C word, the other C word. Anyway. So, and then three, there might be mitigating circumstances. But the communists would say nurture over nature. So if you guys are going to comment or you're going to reply to this, I don't know if we're going to do a comment, make sure you understand that the communists would say nurture over nature. That society made the person this way, that they have to leave the fridge open. Oh, God, society. It's society's fault, apparently. That this guy's a cock from society's fault. See? This is what communists believe. You can tell I'm not a very good... I believe in... I studied it, so I understand it. I have somewhere here, Das Kapital and all this stuff. So I like this stuff. But yeah, anyway. Sorry, I hope you managed to actually hear this with the microphone. I'll play it back.